Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. And the suburbs are growing. I've expanded out the road network next to Maple Park. You can see I've laid down the foundations of the streets and put in a healthcare centre. I showed you that one a little bit last time. Fits neatly in there. We've got the pathways in, ready for the low density housing to go in. You can see how this small element actually just picks up the coverage from the big hospital that we've got in the main city, which is accessed over here. It's actually relatively close, and because you go through highways to get to it, it actually covers a lot of ground. In fact, all the way out to just before the spur. There's another little health centre in the industrial area. So we need to place down, maybe we don't need to place down any police. We do need a school somewhere though. Could potentially put in as a church. This has a small radius. That's quite nice. I quite like the idea that the church provides some sort of educational use. It is religious education, so perhaps not necessarily as useful. Yeah, so we've got the primary school. That's a neat spot for it. High school. See, I could use a coverage for efficiency, but my capacity is actually, I'm over capacity here. So it would mostly be wasting it, to be fair. Probably shouldn't bother with that. Yeah, you see, I've got a high school there, and there's a high school in the main town. It makes it a little bit less efficient for them to reach it, but as and when the demand goes up, then I can put it down. What else do I have here? That could be quite interesting. It works as a university though. The College of Art and Design works as a university, which not ready for that yet, I don't think. Could potentially improve the education coverage. I don't know, though, because we've got the other church, the large church in Maple Park. That could be quite cool. That could, at the end of the long avenue, could be quite nice. Although that might just inhibit growth. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Let's stick down some playgrounds. Could put one down. Does it fit? Yep, that works. That'll work quite nicely actually, because it automatically connects to the pathway there, which is useful. And what else do I want? Well, I might as well start zoning. Let's plonk in some of these areas. It's pretty much all going to be residential. I think along the main avenue in the central area, probably. Oh, 1 minute. Let's get these back a little bit. In fact, actually, yeah, these ones were 3x3s. This gives me some nice big houses. Those ones were 3 deep or 4 wide. I could potentially actually do that. I don't want it to get too close to the train station, to be honest. Yes, that'll work as the right size. And fill in these areas. I could, yeah. I was saying I could potentially put commercial along that boulevard, avenue, whatever you want to call it. But I think it has I've got a very high residential demand, so let's sort that out. Yeah, let's neaten this up. See, I'm not particularly liking all the stepping that's going on there, so let's try and get some pathways in. There's nothing actually wrong with just filling that in all the way, is there? Rather than having an open ground next to the school, I could. See, I'm not liking it. There's something not quite right about this. Let's fill in that, so that would make like a nice big block around that way. Leaving me open to be able to do stuff on that side. This would probably all be residential. I may as well just plonk some of this in, to be fair, because as I'm just sitting there not letting it grow. Hold on a minute. That wants to connect. You see, that's quite nice. That's a nice big park at the bottom of it. Can I get another one? No, that doesn't actually meet. Over this side, I'll probably actually have to do a sort of pedestrian pathway, which leads over, connects to the transport hub in the middle. But let's sort out. You know what? Let's sort out some some more amenities. And I do what I've wanted to put down a cemetery for a while, but I'm not quite sure the right place for it, to be honest. 3,000 patients. They call them patients. I'm not sure if you're still a patient when you're dead. Church or a graveyard. That could be quite cool. It's got the same capacity as the graveyard. I think that might be a little bit OP. So let's stick 1, 2. Should put it next to it. Yeah. Although it's got a wall all the way around it, having 2 next to each other isn't going to quite work. It does have a nice little chapel in there. Look at that. That's quite nice. I like that. We'll get rid of one because, like I said, sad people. They don't look quite right, 2 next to each other. So let's move it a bit further down in front of the health centre. If they don't do their job, then at least you don't have far to go. Don't quite fit in next to the park. That's probably about right. That's about right, and that gives me space to put some shops on the other side, in the central area, and create the closer to the bridge. It'll be a little bit more open, and that works. Yeah, I think that works. The door could probably go at the junction. I think that's all right for now. That's all right for now. That gives me some space to play around with. I can always shift it in the future if I want to. I will probably shift it in the future. Yeah, so I've got the football field, soccer field, right there in the middle. That's a nice way of serving the residential communities either side. There's also potential to bring in an underground spur from the big junction all the way in. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see how the junctions hold up at the moment. This area needs to be grown and filled in really before I consider any of that. I think one of the things you have to consider when you are playing is, see, that's annoying. Look at that. There's that little gap where the road comes in at an angle. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get rid of that, to be honest. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, one of the things you do have to consider when you're placing down your zoning is to not oversubscribe it. If you put too much of a particular zone down, then you will what? Why aren't you? What? Oh, and then you're just playing with me now, aren't you? My OCD does not let that go. Okay, right. How do I fix that? No. All right. Let's get. Sometimes actually, if you draw in, let's go up to it. If we draw in the pathway again, maybe we can trick it into thinking that then it needs to realign. Nope. That hasn't worked. That hasn't worked. Okay. Well, hold on a minute. It might be from the angle. So if we go across this way, success! Ha! Yeah. Take that. All right. That works all right, and we can zone in that extra little bit. No, missed one. There we go. That's perfect. That's perfect. Except we're back to a position where things are stepping again. Okay. Alright. Well, you see, this area could be residential or commercial. Again, you see that the trouble you've got is if you oversubscribe your zoning, then your demand plummets, and you end up having lots of zones that just don't get filled in. And you know what? Actually, I could probably bring this line down there, and that will get me an extra house or two. Let's fill that in and get rid of no, not that one. Okay, we'll have to rebuild that one. That one there, and we'll do the same with this bit then. And that way, the houses follow the line of the street and then go. You've crossed the road and you've got a pedestrian pathway. That's such a good way because then that pathway connects quite a lot of road crossings. So that actually makes it very useful. That will probably get used quite a lot by people going to the primary school there. We've still got some space down here. Is this all going to be residential? Maybe. I'm worried about giving too much. That's a big zone of residential. We've got some smaller blocks which can be used for parks potentially. I'm seeing that big one next to the school useful for a park. That's not big enough. That's not big enough. Park. That's way too big. No, not quite. What else could we go there? The church would fit, although it doesn't seem natural to have the the church there, and at the ground will be at a kooky angle. That's not big enough. That's not a big enough plot. What else have we got? Oh, look at that! Look, the tennis club is perfect. That fits perfect. Yeah, that can work. That works. That works, and keeps the chaps nice and healthy. That's what we like. Graffiti. We'll have to cover that up. There's no space in my city for graffiti. Yeah, I think we're ready to start getting some people in. Water and power should be connecting from over there. Yeah, so this just needs to be connected on this side here. The power will jump between buildings as it grows, so it's only a short-term thing. I'm gonna speed up the video a little bit. You know what? Actually, I've just noticed that I didn't actually speed up the in-game time. So this might take a little bit longer than it probably should have. I'm a numpty. We're sitting there watching this. But yeah, there we go. Look, we've got nice buildings coming in. No, that's working. We've got some buildings coming in. They're nice big houses. Let's get a bus line in to help it out. I created this additional lay-by, which is a good spot for the buses to start and end. But the additional point is that it gives them somewhere to turn around. So I'm going to go around the perimeter, around the outside. That should be close enough for anyone to walk. You see the guys right in the middle are still getting the benefit. This might as well go in front of the park. And can I want it? No, I want it right there. I want you don't fit. Okay, you're gonna have to go there and into the bus turnaround. Stop just just bring it right the way around. And there we go. We've got a loop that will get people moving and connected to the train station, which will connect them to the main city. And that will hopefully mean that they will enjoy living there because they can get to work and get home and get to school and all of that sort of stuff that people actually need to do, because the game does factor those elements in. People won't move into a spot if they can't reach it. I've built these too big. Let's get rid of some of these. Why did you guys not tell me? Look, I'm sitting here filling them in. You're sitting there watching. You could have told me. Right, let's get rid of them. And we're going to have to all of that line. See you later. We've got some houses over here which are too big. And you guys, yeah, see you later. And you've got, look, these guys are staying. You're not staying. You're going. That might mess with my demand. Get rid of them. Get rid of that. I'll probably have to get rid of all of the houses. No, these ones are okay. These ones are okay. Okay, alright, now it's grown correctly. Perfect. Now it's perfect. Well, it's probably going to change again, but it's as perfect as I'm getting it at this point in time. And have we got everything we need? Let's get in some commercial areas. I like the idea of creating, small commercial districts. Well, they're not districts. Small commercial high streets. In England, you go down to your local shops, and you walk down the road, and you've got a high road of shops and offices that you use. You go get your weekly shopping, pick up bits and bobs. Yeah, so I like creating that kind of atmosphere. We got to make sure that it's giving you some jobs. These ones want to be the commercial ones. Actually, the ones next to the buildings are better off as offices because they give less noise. So that's useful. And I don't think I want. Let's see if they're growing, because again the demand for commercial at the moment isn't too high, and I think that's to do with the fact that I need more people. Look at that. Oh, well, that's leveling up very quickly. It shows that the neighborhood's doing quite well. That's a good start. And the houses are looking nice. Yeah, can't complain. Trash. What's this like? I think they're okay. Education will do for now until we can figure out another spot for a high school. Trains are moving. Buildings are leveling up. That's what we like to see. It's taking a little bit longer now because I had to mess around with the residential properties. But I think we're in a good position now. So let's zone it up. That's too big. I love how the zoning tool clips to the roads. So if you're careful enough, then that's perfect. So let's clip around the outside of the road and fill it in. What else needs to be at? Well, that road at the top wants to be included as well. So let's enlarge that ever so slightly. Grab the cul-de-sac because that's in the residential district. And a little bit further up, and it snaps to the rail line as well. Didn't realise that. That's useful to know. And yeah, there we go. That works. Robin District. No, we're not going to be the Robin District. Let's go with. I'm rubbish at names. In fact, I need you guys to help me with names. Well, the other one is Maple Park. So why don't we stick with that kind of tree theme? We'll go for Oak Walk. Oak Walk. Let's try that. And we'll go with high-tech housing. No high-rise because we do have some commercial buildings in there. We don't want them to get big. We want them to stay low. Small business enthusiasts. That could be useful to help improve the services there. We will go with recycling. That's a cool one. That can help alleviate some of my rubbish issues. In fact, I should probably put recycling on all of them. So let's go through, check that. That's already got that. And yeah, that's good. Recycling, that's good. So we've got our first sets of district growing in, which is useful. And I'm going to need some. I want some feedback from you guys, though. I don't want to be just sitting here playing it myself and talking to myself, because that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm talking to myself. So give me some comments on where you think you'd like me to expand next, what you'd like to see grow. Okay? Until next time, you've been Oinked.